13 now. You're buying carpet for your bedroom floor. Your bedroom measures 14 feet by 15 feet. How many square feet of carpet do you need? This is the easiest way we can ask it. Area is just length times width. 14 feet times 15 feet is 210 feet squared. And we could kick it up a notch. Bam, as Emerald would say. How many square yards of carpet do you need? So now I need to convert square feet to square yards. And my units are going from small to big. And that's a conversion factor of 3. But it's really going to be 9 because we're squaring the conversion factor because it's square feet and square yards. So because you're going from small to big, you're going to divide, and you need to divide by 9 because 1 square yard is 9 square feet. 210 divided by 9 is 23.3. We're rounding off there. Square feet. Again, every question on the test is multiple choice. So if you're concerned about, where should you round off to, the question doesn't say. You won't get choices like 23.3, 23.33, 23.333. It won't work like that. It'll be obvious which one the correct answer is. Letter C. If each square yard of carpet costs $29.75, how much carpet is needed to cover the floor cost? How much does the carpet cost? I made it 23.3333 just to get more decimal places than where I would round off to, but whatever number you choose to use should work out fine. Again, it's multiple choice, and it will be pretty obvious which one the choice is. Like, for example, you're not going to get 694, 15, 694, 16, 694, 17, 694, 18. You might get 694.05, 694.10, 694.17, and 694.27. That you might get. So, and it'll be clear which one is the best choice. So when I multiply those two out, I get $694.17. But this is a fact of life. Whether you're putting on vinyl siding or whether you're doing carpeting or anything else, you never order the exact amount you need because there's going to be cuts and there's going to be waste involved in the process. So you need really 10% more as the general guideline. So if you do 100% plus 10%, we did questions like that in the slideshows, that's 110%. And 110% as a decimal is 1.1. times that same cost, which was $694.17, and you get $763.58. Okay, up to number 14, converting Celsius and Fahrenheit. Now, there is a separate formula for going in each direction, but I don't like to bother to memorize both separate formulas. I like the F equals 9/5 C plus 32. The reason I like to remember that formula is it's so easy because when Celsius is 0, Fahrenheit is 32. So that tells me I'm doing the formula right because with the substitution it works out that way. But you guys, when you're taking this test, you're taking it at home. So if you have the Celsius formula from Fahrenheit available, then no problem. You can turn around and just use that formula. But if you're used to using this one as I am, you just go with it. So 70 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius. So you put a 70 in for the F for Fahrenheit. Substituting there, 9/5 C plus 32, and just solve. Subtract 32, gives me 38. 9/5 C is 38, divide by 9/5, or 1.8, because that's what 9/5 equals. And you get 21.1, rounding to the nearest tenth. Again, it'll be obvious on your choices which one you're going to choose. Next one, F is 9/5 C plus 32, and now the Celsius is 18. So I just put it in for the 18 for the Celsius, and I do 9/5 times 18 plus 32, and I get 64.4. Number 15, I catch a 21.4 pound Atlantic salmon. Great fish to catch on a fly rod. How many ounces is that? Round it to the nearest tenth. Well, you're going pounds to ounces. That's big to small. You're going to multiply. 21.4 pounds times 16 ounces per pound gives you 342.4 ounces. Notice, sometimes I'm doing the problem where you can cancel out the units, and sometimes I'm doing it with the whole idea of big to small. You should do whichever one you like the most, and if you like them both, then you flip-flop back and forth between them both. Zach can throw a football 243 feet in the air. How many yards is that? Well, feet to yards is small to big, so we need to divide. And the conversion factor is 3, because there are 3 feet in a yard. So 243 divided by 3 is 81 yards. Or, if you wanted to do it the other way, 243 feet divided by, or multiplied by 1 yard per 3 feet, killing off the feet, I still get the division by 3, 81 yards. Find the absolute difference if the true distance from your office to your home is 39.7 miles. but the odometer says 40.8. So you subtract and you get 1.1 miles. What's the relative difference? It's always divided by the original reference or starting amount. 1.4 divided by 39.7 is 2.8%. Number 18, Debbie earns $6,787 per month. 27% of her earnings go to housing costs. How much does Debbie pay for housing? Well, you can do it either percent over 100 equals part over whole, 27 out of 100 because the percent is 27. I don't know what part goes to housing, so the n goes in the part place, over 6,787. Cross multiplying 100n is 183,249 divided by 100, and I get $1,832.49. Or you could have said, well, 27% is 0.27 as a decimal. Remember, moving two places to the left. Multiplied by 6787, and you get 1,832.49. Either way, same answer. And we've already talked about how much I appreciate that happens in math. Letter B. If Debbie puts $700 a month into long-term savings, and boy, will we talk about that later in the year, what percent of her earnings go to long-term savings? So you could do it as, I don't know the percent, over 100 is the part over the whole. The part is 700 out of the whole, which is 6787. Cross multiplying 6787n, there it is, equals 70,000, 700 times 100. Dividing by 6787, and you get n is 10.3%. She's going to have a heck of a future managing her money like that. Number 19, voter turnout in one election was 57.7%. The next election had 53.9%. What are the absolute and relative changes? Well, the absolute is 53.9 minus 57.7, so you went down 3.8 as a whole, so it's minus 3.8, and the relative is that 3.8, should be negative there, divided by 57.7, which was the original amount, which is negative 6.6, okay? Number 20, how many cubic inches are in 23 cubic feet? So I do 23 feet cubed, and now if I want to convert to inches, I got to do 12 inches per foot, 12 inches per foot, and 12 inches per foot, so that I have these 3 feet down here in the denominators to go cancel the feet cubed in the numerator. And 23 times 12 times 12 times 12 is 39,744 inches cubed. Or I could have realized I'm going from big to small, so I'm going to multiply. But because it's cubed, I have to multiply it by the factor, which is 12 cubed. And when I do that, I get 39,744. A little scientific conversion here. Distance from the Earth to the Sun is 93 million miles. Express this in scientific notation. Well, you're going to move that decimal from the end of the zero until you make 9.3. So that's 3 places, 6 places, not quite there yet. Got to go one more place to make 9.3. That's 7 places, and that's where the exponent of 7 comes from. So 9.3 times 10 to the 7th miles. Distance between two subatomic particles is 0.0000000000542 nanometers. Express this in scientific notation. Well, I got to count how many places I move that decimal. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 gets me to the end of the last zero, but I got to make it 5.242. So that's 11 places. So, and you don't go, you have, scientific notation always has a number between 1 and 10 in the front of it. So it's 5.42. It's not 542. So we stop at 5.42. So 5.42 times 10 to the negative 11 nanometers. A scientist calculated that a golf ball hit by Pete Alonso flew 5.7 times 10 to the third inches. Express this in numeral form. So scientific notation to a numeral, 5.7. The point would be where the comma is now, and move 3 places. Behind the 7 is 1, a 0, and another 0. So 5,700. Express 3.81 times 10 to the negative 7 as a numeral. So I just write it out and then just check and make sure that I go backwards. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 makes 3.81. So I know I did it correctly. Or another way to look at it is decimal has to be after the 3, and that's one of the 7 places, so you have to have 6 zeros in front. And number 25, the last question we're going to have on our pretest, Oz has 585 lollipop kids spread over 17 square miles. What's the population density to the nearest tenth? 585 kids divided by 17 square miles is 34.4 lollipop kids per square mile. Okay, so that's one of your pretest. My advice to you is to always go back over anything you got wrong on this pretest. And again, if you can do everything on this pretest, if you look at every question, you go, I know how to do it, then the only way you'll get a question wrong on your test is if you make a sloppy mistake or you miss something on us that you should have picked up on from here. All right, have a great day. Oh, and one more pretest to go. Bye-bye.